It was another busy winter night for us at WGEM, so I won't waste any more time. We begin our trip across the Tri-States this evening on the road in the Quad Cities. Quincy High had a tough task in front of them this evening as they took on Moline. They get in a jam down low, but they'll kick it back out to Jules Clausel, who knocks down the three from beyond the arc. Head coach Andy Douglas trying to give his guys some momentum in the break. They would get a little boost right here. Avion Tate turning on the burners and going coast to coast, fighting through the contact for the bucket plus the foul. Unfortunately for the Blue Devils, it just wasn't their night tonight. They fall on the road to Moline 58-17. We have more basketball highlights coming your way from both sides of the river. WGEM's Abby Williams and Victoria Bordenga were all over the Tri-States tonight, and join us now in the digital studio to break it all down.
Thanks, Brendan. Let's keep things rolling with Illinois basketball. I took a little trip to Southeastern for the Hancock County Boys Invitational. The first game tonight was Unity versus West Hancock. The Titans built a pretty nice lead, and Jordan Crowley's just going to add on to it late in the third quarter, and Unity's looking to close the gap. It's a pass from Blake Arsman to Blake Arsman from the corner for three. Three really wasn't his lucky number tonight. He posted a team-high 19 points. West Hancock's back in scoring mode. It's Hunter Froman fighting his way through the lane, eventually gets enough separation to come away with two more. The Titans had their foot on the gas all night long. What's better than a buzzer beater? Braden Hurt fires the dagger from three-point land, and that'll wrap up the third quarter. Back on the court from the final stretch, and it was a lot of the same. The Titans were moving this ball all around before finding Cooper Knowles taking a big shot from beyond the arc for three. When you're 6'9" and cooking everywhere on the court, that's a dangerous recipe. West Hancock stayed hot until the end, getting the 68-55 win over the Mustangs. Right after that, the action continues on the hardwood with the Illini West taking on Southeastern. Let's get right into it in the first quarter. Cash Jones taking this ball to the rack. He comes away with two. This Charger team was on a heater in the first quarter. Here's Ethan Carlisle with a fast break bucket and one. IW scored 16 straight in the first quarter, but here's Cash Lance from the corner, putting an end to that streak. He is in his bag tonight. The Chargers have come to rob. Grady Blue gets the steal, passing it down the court to Carlisle, finishing it off with an easy layup. He also had a big game for the Orange and Blue. The Suns are still shining. Lance finds Brady McClintock in the corner, making his splash. And IW says, I see your three. Here's one of our own. That's Eli Bibsey with the trifecta. That corner must have been lucky tonight. Brendan Grotz fires off another one from the same spot. This team is lighting up that scoreboard. The Chargers kept it rolling until the end, getting the win 61-27. They'll play West Hancock tomorrow night in the Hancock County Championship. In other Illinois scores at the WIT, South County got the win over Liberty 68-54, and West Central falls to Porta 63-50. All right, Victoria, you were across the river tonight. What did it look like on the Missouri side?
Yeah, the vibes for the home teams weren't great, but for the away teams, the vibes were high. This is how you start the game right here. Q&D sending it. Tristan Pieper tips it to Ari Bueller, and that is easy money. They're obviously taking on South Shelby. The smooth plays kept coming. Quick passing leads to Ari wide open as Q&D builds their lead. How about some defense? Lakin Allensworth with the block. Defense turns to offense. Look at this passing. That is all day for Q&D as Pieper snags the deuce. South Shelby made some moves too, though. Here's Grayson Lamphere creating some space and making a way for the home team. The Q&D kept rolling after halftime. Again, just perfect passing in this game. Pieper led the team with 13 points tonight. Hannah Gaines led the charge for the Lady Birds, posting up and splashing home the triple. The threes would continue to pile on. Charlie Roush is going to dish it out to Lamphere from downtown. She fires away and delivers another three. South forcing Q&D to take a timeout, but this is how you respond. Ellie Bozarth with the steal. Ellie to the cup, 4-2 and 1, son. This was all Q&D. They take down South Shelby 60-30 and improve to 16-3 on the season. Over in Hannibal, the Lady Pirates welcome Kirksville to the floor, and these Tigers were not messing around. They were making plays like this all night long, leading the charge throughout the game. Early in the fourth quarter, it's Malia Stolte who paves her way and bodies to the rack to secure the bucket. Stolte would remain in the spotlight, coming off a steal, finishing with the easy layup, but Like I said, the Tigers came into Hannibal on a mission and left with the dub. Kirksville takes down Hannibal 48-25. We have more Missouri games coming your way, so Brendan, take it away.
Thanks, Victoria. We have more basketball highlights, like you said, coming from Missouri. Let's head over to the Tiger Country. The band was getting everyone in Canton pumped up for their matchup with North Shelby. Let's start with the girls' highlights. Chase Olmeyer swinging it to the top of the key to Brenna Brewer. She spots up and splashes home the three. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Brewer again from downtown puts in another triple to help extend the Lady Tiger lead in the fourth quarter. The long ball opened up the post play. Olmeyer fighting her way towards the basket for the tougher and two. Canton would keep it rolling. Nice pass right here and an even better spin move, allowing for Cadence Taylor to pull up from the wing and knock down the mid-range jumper. North Shelby would have some fight left. Mallory Griffin gets open at the top of the key and makes Canton pay with the long ball. There was more where that came from. This time it's Allie Rich from the wing, splashing home the triple, and just like that, it's a 6-point contest. Canton would get back on track down the stretch. Chase Olmeyer taking it to herself and bearing a three of her own. She finished with a team-high 26 points tonight as the Lady Tigers would make some clutch free throws down the stretch, and they would pick up the 47-37 victory over North Shelby. The boys would square off against each other right after that, and some big milestones were on the line for the Tigers. More on that in a bit, but let's get right into it. Canton setting the tone from downtown. Bryson Brewer drains the early trifecta for his team. He's been a fun freshman to watch this year. North would work it down low after that bucket, and Cole Browning collects the fancy two on the other end of the floor. Tigers quick to answer. Ian Burbridge finds the bottom of the net off the inbounds pass. Things came easy and often for both teams. Gavin Bowen with a nice Euro step en route to the easy bucket. Canton looking to pull away. They'll look to Brewer in the post. He backs down his defender before fading away to secure the 2 points. And here's the play of the night. Caden Oliver pushing the pace and taking it all the way to the cup for the score for his 1,000th career point. And this place was going wild for this big milestone. That energy would continue, and Canton would pick up the 58-53 win over North Shelby. Let's check in on other Missouri scores. Let's start off with the boys. Palmyra falls to Centralia 51-46. Scotland County loses to Salisbury 78-65. Hannibal falls at home to Kirksville 57-38. Girls basketball action now. Centralia staying dominant on the hardwood. They take down Palmyra 78-24. Scotland County picks up a win versus Salisbury 67-44. Hamlin with 16 points there. Highland stays hot, defeating Clark County 88-28. Up in Iowa, Keokuk gets the win over Washington 70-50. Jackson Clark led the way with 39 points. Holy Trinity Catholic picks up a win versus West Burlington 58-51. Central Lee stays dominant on the hardwood, defeating Danville 55-41. In girls basketball action, Keokuk gets the win over Washington 62-32. Boatman with 25 points. Most three-pointers in school history today with their 179th. Holy Trinity Catholic falls to West Burlington 60-26. And Central Lee falls to Danville 47-41. It's a fun weekend for our Tri-State wrestlers with the Quincy High Wrestling Tournament taking place. And day one just started up at 5 o'clock this evening. Quincy High honoring one of their own prior to the start of their big home tournament. Let's get right into those highlights. On mat number 2, Pittsfield's Hayden Thompson battling Jacksonville. Thompson quick to get in position, and he would pick up the win via pinfall. Let's stick on mat number 2, Camp Point's Josh Collins duking out with Pittsfield's Aiden Sledge, and the pins would continue with the Panthers getting the early victory in round 1. On mat 3, Palmyra battling Jacksonville, and these two wrestlers going back and forth, but the Panthers would make a move, and the Crimsons didn't have an answer to get out of the hold, and they would also record the pin. Let's stay on this mat. West Hancock and Quincy going the distance all 3 rounds, but the Titans would pick up the win over the Blue Devils in this match 17-1. We'll have more highlights coming your way tomorrow night on WGEM Sports at 10. As always, another great night for winter sports throughout the Tri-States. Like I said, we'll be back out here tomorrow bringing you more basketball and wrestling highlights from around the area. But for right now, that's all the time we have for sports. Thanks for dropping by, and have a great night.